Hey there, writing buddies. Michael here with another video from Mr. Swain. Today, I'm going to give you my tips and tricks on how to stay focused and on track during your writing. I've been writing for more than a decade, and I have a very, very bad attention span. I have found it hard to sit down and just focus on my writing. But I do have a few methods that have helped me really just kind of buckle down and get longer and more productive writing sprints out. First tip is very easy. Where you write matters, okay? If you're gonna be sitting down and you wanna write for a long time, make sure that you're actually going to be comfortable in that area or areas. If you wanna move around, it's totally fine. But make sure that you're going to be comfortable there. And it's not just a physical comfort either. It's also an emotional comfort. Like for me, I'm not comfortable writing in an area if someone else can see my screen and can see what I'm writing. I do not like that. I mean, you can ask my wife. I absolutely hate it. But I am comfortable writing next to my wife on the couch just as long as the screen is tilted enough to where she can't see my bad writing, which is obviously hilarious because she's going to read it later anyways. So, it's one of those things where it's just kind of like, until I'm ready for someone to actually read what I'm writing, I don't want them to read it, plain and simple. So make sure that your butt is comfortable, but also your heart is comfortable in that place as well. Number 2 is background noise. Now for me, I have to have some sort of background noise going on. And for a long time, I thought I was okay with having like a TV show or a movie on the background. I'd especially lie to myself if I was like, oh, I've already seen the movie a million times, or I've seen the show a dozen times or whatever. I've already watched it, so I won't be distracted. But obviously, even if it was something that I had seen before, I would often find myself very distracted, looking up from my computer, watching the show instead. So watching TV is usually not the background noise of choice. Like other authors, music definitely does help me. I would say I would go a step further in saying that going to strictly instrumental music is probably the best. Anytime that I have some sort of song on that is actually like has lyrics to it, I can often get distracted by the lyrics, so it's best to have strictly instrumental music. Also on that, it is best to have music that is actually helping you with the scene. What I mean by that is that, if you have a song on in the background and that song is evoking more of a sensual, more of a romance vibe, but you're trying to write a battle sequence, that is, if it's totally background to you and you're not really listening to it for that effect, that's okay, I guess. But honestly, if you can have music in the background that is kind of going to get you more in the mood for this battle sequence, then I would shift over to that music. That being said, I have been known to listen to the exact same song, the exact same musical piece, on loop for hours and hours at a time. Number 3 is a definitive time frame. Knowing exactly when you're going to start and stop can actually really help your productivity. Scheduling that block of time can help not only, with like other family members knowing that you are busy right now and that you are not to be disturbed, which keeps you in the flow of writing, but it also helps you mentally prepare for that time. If you know that you're going to be writing from 8 to 12, and that's all the time that you have, and you need to get X, Y, and Z done, then you are just more mentally prepared to tackle that task of getting all of that done in that limited time frame. Humans have the amazing ability to really set their minds to tasks. And part of that, though, is knowing what the task is, knowing the time frame, and then just doing it. If you're enjoying the video so far, go ahead and leave a like down below. It'll really help out the algorithm, and I appreciate that. Thank you. Number 4 is pants. No, not like the pants on your legs, but if those help, by all means. This one is more for my pantser friends. So plotters, I apologize, but for my pantsers, here we go. While I don't plot super heavily, and I normally pants my way through a story, I do plot sometimes, right? I always plot situations and instances, and I kind of will loosely connect them. And sometimes in my writing process, when I'm stuck at one location, I'll jump to another because I already know it's going to happen, and I'll start to build. And basically, if I ever come to this point where I've kind of plotted too much, the writing experience isn't very fun in that regard. So pantsing for me really keeps the energy level very high because I'm reading this story as I'm writing it. I'm really loving to find out what happens next and having that level of engagement where I haven't plotted too much, where I'm still learning what's happening. That is a big reason for me to stay with the writing, is because while I'm writing it, I'm also, enjoying this really engaging read. Number 5 is just do it. Nike had it right all along. Some days are going to be days where we just don't want to sit down and write, but you just have to do it. Sitting down and writing, even if it's not on the project that you were mainly writing on, just sitting down and writing can really get you back into that flow of writing and can really help get the gears turning. We have to be honest with ourselves. We have to be realistic about this. Writing is a job, especially when you're doing parts of it that you don't really enjoy that much. Like for me, I don't really super enjoy having to do all the editing and stuff. And there's going to be days where it pushes back against you. There's going to be days where it's not fun. Breaks can certainly help with this. Take your breaks. Like I put up a TikTok once about taking your breaks. It's very important to have days off, to get up from writing for, a few minutes, to go eat your lunch, all that kind of stuff, right? Those are very important things. But so is sitting down and writing. Number 6 is believe in yourself. Trust me, I know how it feels when, you're writing and it just doesn't feel like your writing is really going anywhere. You read someone else's work and it just reads so much better than yours. But it's important to not judge yourself against others who are further along in the process than you are. It is not fair to you to judge your first or even second draft to someone's 5th or 8th draft or something like that, right? It is not fair to compare those two things and then go to yours and go, mine's trash, I don't deserve this. Doubt is going to creep in at all times of the writing process, whether you've been doing it for, a few months, whether you've been doing it for a few years or a few decades. Doubt is going to creep in, and it's important to really shut it out. On the days where the downcast is not super prevalent, where it's not overbearing, it's important that you do the work and encourage yourself, right? So tell yourself, you can do this, you got this, right? It's going to take work, and you're here for that struggle. This is the struggle that you chose for your life, is to write. Okay. On days when the doubt creeps in too much, go out and get encouragement from others. That's totally fine. But believe in yourself. All right. You are good at this. And even if you're not, you will be. There's no reason to beat yourself up. All right. You can do this. Those are my tips to keep focused on writing. Down in the comments below, let me know which ones you like the best. And let me know if you have any tips or tricks that help you focus on your writing. Until next time, happy writing. Happy reading.